Give me an second.
Only an second? Okay.
Yes, just an.
Okay.
Anyway, hello everybody, I'm CC Reisz. You may or may not have seen me on my own Twitch channel where I used to frequently play Splatoon and occasionally other things, but mostly Splatoon because
Mm-hmm.
I'm a squid. Anyway, I'm here to join the lovely Planet Jane tonight as we not watch, play They Bleed Pixels, which
They
is a
do.
game I don't know very much about. So if any of you haven't seen this, I'm going to be sharing the blind experience with all of you. So hopefully my reactions will be entertaining.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, I don't know very much about it either. I know it is a platformer of some kind, and I know the developer is called Spooky Squid Games Incorporated, which is a very good name for a group of people that make video games.
It's an excellent name, let's be honest here.
It really is. Also, somewhat surprisingly, this has native support for my PS4 controller, despite being older than the PS4. So that's interesting. Um, but yeah, I'm just gonna jump into it. I can see chat, but I might be kind of engrossed in the game. So if anybody says anything, feel free to pass it along to me if I don't see it.
Will do. Also, I think I may have seen something about this before.
Yeah,
The title screen is familiar.
it was pretty popular a couple years back. It's from like 2012, I think. But yeah. Hi, Kantla. On Kicking and Stabbing, a young lady's guide to the fighting arts. Ooh. Okay. Push the right button and tap. Ooh, that's gonna take some getting used to. It does like the Nintendo thing where the X is jump and the A is like your use button.
Wait, did you just say X and A? Aren't you using a PS4 controller?
I am, but I never remember what the
Buttons are actually
yeah.
called. Oh yeah, I've definitely
Stand still
seen some
and
of this.
tap two. Oh, okay. I was overthinking it. Kicks won't do damage, but are great for breaking it through enemies who block. Stand still and hold two.
Did this have a web version at any point? I feel like I've played this.
I don't think so, but there might have been like a demo or something.
Hmm.
I could never get my head around this game, and I mostly associate it with someone who recommended it to me and ended up being a huge prick.
Hmm. Pity.
Kicking up takes time. Oh, wow. Alright, we're getting into like some fighting game stuff with like juggling the enemies and...
Yep. Seems very beat 'em up,
Yeah.
platformer, hybridish,
Uh-huh.
which I can get behind.
What? Push right and tap two. Okay. Wow. Huh. Interesting. Dashes from this distance range do more damage and get a combo multiplier. If a dash is blocked or misses, you'll go dim and lose the ability for a short period. Well, I'm already dim, so that's kind of... Pause the game at any time to view the full instructions and experiment. There are many more moves to discover. Oh boy. Quickly hold down. Oh, so I can duck.
Your execution is very consistent.
Oh, thank you. I might
If it were
need
me,
to...
I'd probably be fiddling around with this tutorial for at least 15 minutes before I could actually do anything consistently.
I might, it's funny that you say that. I might actually go into the, and see if I can, oh. Oh, pardon me. Oh, I got an achievement for beating the tutorial. Okay, so you make your own checkpoints. That's interesting. Is it a level midway?
Oh, there's another game that did that. I'm trying to remember what.
There was Fish, which I played on stream a couple weeks ago, that did that same thing. Yeah, I'm kind of worried about slowdown on my laptop too. I might have to fiddle with the graphics. I have everything on like the middle setting right now, but my understanding is that this game is like really particle physics heavy.
Yeah, maybe like set the blood low or something.
Yeah. I might fiddle with the controls too, because that thing with A not being jump always gets to me. My goodness, we are simply adorable.
Yes.
The first dream, prologue. My visions faded and I saw again only the evil moonlight. The brooding desert and the spreading tumulus of, hey, I couldn't finish reading that. That's not fair. Oh, and pause is back. That's interesting. Options. Yeah, let me fiddle with this real quick. Attack should be
The
this.
spreading tumulus of Paleogean masonry.
What does that mean?
I think Paleogean is like old Earth. Anyway, it's H.P. Lovecraft, so like,
Right.
He was nothing if not a man in want of excessively complex things.
Okay, so I've turned the graphics like way down. Hopefully it'll work without issue. Because I was noticing that even during the tutorial it was starting to slow down a little bit already.
Yeah. You've made it so that the game has gone from like 50 graphics to like maybe 5.
Is that how graphics are measured in like a number of graphics?
Is a metric, don't you know? Like for example, Crisis is like 1 kilographic.
A kilographic. Because
kilographic.
Because it'll kill your computer if you're not careful.
Yes, exactly.
Attack.
You gotta stab it. Can't you see it's squishy?
Stand still to create a sigil. Alright. I think I'm starting to maybe get it. Like a little bit.
Didn't they just run you through an entire tutorial? Why couldn't they have just done this?
Maybe they were afraid that people would skip it. I know there are, you know.
I feel like you do one or the other.
Yeah. Oh, there's wall jumping, which the tutorial didn't teach us about at all.
Yeah, I feel like the game would have been better served by just having you go into this.
One of those, like, Binding of Isaac style tutorials where it's just, like, on the stuff. I'm not, like, 100% sure what I'm even trying to do, really. There was... Oh, well, I'm dead now. That didn't take long. Here we go. I like the way it looks, like, even with all the stuff turned down, it's very... I don't even know what you would call this graphical style. It's like... sort of... I kind of associate this with, like, Congregate games, honestly. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I can see that. This feels like kind of a browsery experience.
In a good way,
A very
though.
well made one.
Yeah.
Not to, like, say anything about the quality, that is.
Yeah, I mean it in a good way.
Yeah.
How much Crisis is Far Cry 4? Probably, like, at least a couple. Reminds
Yeah,
you
now we get into this weird, like, Matryoshka thing where one Crisis... like, I feel like Crisis is the customary unit of...
Right, yeah. It's like an imperial versus metric kind of thing.
Yeah. Do you measure it in kilographics or crises? Even though they're basically the same thing.
Well, for it to be like a true imperial unit, it'd have to have some kind of weird conversion rate. Like, 8 crises is one Far Cry. I fell on the spikes.
You shouldn't do that.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. Ah.
Also, your stream is a decent bit behind your audio, so I am
Oh.
going to be slow to respond to things on screen.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant that like my audio was desynced with what I was doing in the game. That's okay. That's just how.
No, I have the audio for the stream turned off because it would be distracting.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah, that's just kind of how Twitch is.
It's how Twitch do.
I
don't
always
think it be like it is.
but it do. I always like to blame like, oh, there must be a Dota tournament happening tonight. Whenever that happens.
Seems plausible.
I don't play Dota, so I can pretend that that's true.
Something should be in Dota.
Mm-hmm.
I don't speak German, so
I
can't recite
like.
the lyrics properly.
I know how to ask for a piece of apple pie in German.
A pizza?
A piece of apple pie.
Ah.
Apfelkuchen.
Yeah, your audio cut out for me for a second there. I think that's a problem on my side. It probably won't be reflected in the stream.
Yeah, it's like a Discord thing that happens sometimes. For whatever
it happens
reason.
to me a lot when I'm playing Final Fantasy with Rob, and it's like, well, that's a little confusing sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes he has to repeat himself like twice for me to get the impact, to get what he's saying.
What is this thing? It's like a glowing letter Y. 1 out of 6. He says collectibles too.
Yep, it's like the Kong letters in Donkey Kong 4, but glowy and evil.
Yeah, or the spell skate stuff in Tony Hawk games.
Yes.
Did you ever play any of those when you were little?
Our iMac came installed with Pro Skater 4.
Huh. I had 2X for the original Xbox, and that was like my favorite video game for years.
The majority of my experience was 4 on the iMac, and also I played the Game Boy Color version of 2 as a rental from Blockbuster, but I also had the GBA version of 3, which was what the grand majority of my time was spent doing. I played a lot of that during Thanksgiving, the year I got that.
Oh, that's
It was
neat.
fun.
Also, that phrase "rented from Blockbuster" makes me feel very old.
Yeah. I am. It's like what they say about millennials and how we were basically born at the cusp of the 20th and 21st century, and how things changed so much in such a relatively short amount of time for us.
Yeah, like I remember I keep falling into the same pit of spikes, by the way, which is real fun to watch, I'm sure. But
something definition of insanity.
yeah. Like I remember when I was growing up, everybody had like Razor phones and other flip phones like that. And now everybody's got these iPhone things that I like barely know how to use.
My first like smartphone was a Droid Aris I got in my last year of high school or so.
My first smartphone, because my stepdad was not like a normal person, was an older Android slide phone that he jailbroke and installed CyanogenMod on.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I mean it was like it was a good phone, but I didn't have support for like a lot of official stuff because, yeah, you get the idea.
It was jailbroken
Yeah.
to hell and back. I kind of want to try making like a Droid phone, but I have no idea how much fucking equipment that would take to cost, and certainly the only way to fund it that would make any sense would be to be making phones for other people, because buying all the equipment necessary to make one phone is like probably going to be way more expensive than just buying even the most expensive start smartphones.
Yeah, I mean that's one of those things. Like I always wanted to make one of those Raspberry Pi mini computers for like playing emulators on and stuff, but like that one, it's not even that it's too expensive because you can buy like a decent kit for $80. But it's just that like I don't have the technical knowledge, and you either have to devote the time to learning or you have to find somebody who already knows. And
I think the biggest problem with Raspberry Pi would be learning how to program it. Building a computer is actually surprisingly intuitive.
is
Like
it? Darn
Josh
it,
and
I
I,
keep mixing that same jump. Go on, sorry.
I built my friend Josh's computer with him a few weeks ago. Actually, not a few weeks ago, more like a month at this point.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, and it went so like, except for installing the CPU fan, it went very, very smoothly, and it worked first time. Like it's not very hard. You just watch a guide. It's all very simple and intuitive. And the thing is that when I talked to my dad about this the other week, he said, "Yeah, no, that I have that problem too with the PC, with the CPU fan." So apparently, even for somebody who's built like basically every computer living in his house, CPU fans are still a pain to install.
Can I just say I really like the idea of computers living in somebody's house?
I mean, they're basically family members.
They are. You know.
They're like pets, but like inorganic.
They're pets, but they let you look at pornography.
Yes.
Sorry. I think maybe I should not be trying to get all these collectibles first time through, but I really want this glowing sigil down here. And I feel like I know how to get it too. It's just a matter of actually doing it. Oh hey, there we go. Look at that. Oh no!
Yarn, don't go there.
Real pets also let you look at pornography except for cats who judge. Oh, Lord. Wow, what the heck happened there? I got, like, juggled by the spikes. And that one, I just fell off.
See that in about 25 seconds.
Yeah.
1, 2.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna skip this collectible for now, or else I'm gonna be stuck on this particular thing, like, all night.
Yeah, quite possibly.
Although, to be fair, I'm not 100% sure where I'm going after this. It's like down here. Yeah.
This poor girl.
Yeah, it's actually reminding me, of like...
Oh, wait, I see another one of your corpses over there.
Oh, does it do that kind of thing, where it's like you can see where you died?
I believe so.
It actually reminds me a little bit of Super Meat Boy. I mean, obviously the exact flow of the gameplay is a bit different because there's all this punching and stabbing, but
Right.
like in terms of
How many spikes there are, spike to character ratio.
yeah, spike to character ratio. And like just it's very fast as opposed to something like I want to be the guy or whatever, where you gotta like kind of think about what you're doing more. This is mostly just here's what you have to do, now actually do it.
I think you should set up the save point right there.
Yeah, probably not a bad idea. I keep wanting to like hit my other buttons, but it's only, as far as I can tell, this one that actually does anything. Unless we get more abilities later on, which is always possible. I'm glad I got this. I got it on sale. It was only $2, which was why I picked it up. I was like, hey, I've heard good things about this. Ouch. I like these monsters. They're almost kind of cute.
They seem monstery.
Mm-hmm.
They've got the fucking Zerul stabby tentacle thing going on, which is monstery.
Who's the rule?
Or Zeruel. The fucking... That one angel from Evangelion that ruined everything.
Oh. I see.
Yep.
I got a combo pop up there, and it said Eldritch. Oh, yeah, I got it again.
You did that to you before.
I like that a lot. Now I just wish there was like a Mortal Kombat announcer type guy in here saying it every time I got it. What does this say? Checkpoint. There we go.
I feel like instead of Mortal Kombat, I think it would better suit this game's aesthetic if it were like a original SNES Panel Depon like girlish announcer saying these things.
Oh yeah, that would be good too.
Yep.
How do I? Is this one of those games where I can like walk along the bottoms of spikes? Okay, I can.
You need to kick it.
Yep. Alright. I think I'm finally getting the hang of this a little bit.
Yeah, you're making progress.
Yeah, this is fun.
This is progression.
It also took me an embarrassingly long time to realize that these, like, blue highlights on the walls are, like, slippery. Actually, why don't I make a save point down here? I don't know if it's ice or what. A little early on for a slippery, slidey world, but... And what do I know?
It's never too early for a slippery, slidey world.
That sounds like something a penguin would say. I got a book, and then the game locked up? Oh, that was the end of the level. Okay. Rank D. Well, my. Advanced tutorial.
It's D for dying a lot.
Actually, it says D for Dagon, which is almost the meme, but not quite. New guest art available? I guess that's like stuff in the extras menu. Okay. It's Hell Ice. I love the disdainful look she gave that book.
I mean, it only gave her a D.
I like these cutscenes a lot.
Yeah, they're cute. Protag is cute.
Uh-huh. I'm a little sad that this didn't spawn like an entire... Oh, hold on, I gotta read this. Stand upright on your legs a while, stand upright while you can, for soon we lie where he is laid and he is underground. And that quote is attributed to William Yeats, which is interesting. How do I open this? Huh. Ah, I see. There we go.
Grows stabby hands. Ooh, what's this?
Oh, Lord. Ooh. That made me feel bad for the Shambler. Oh. And then I immediately got stuck in some spikes. So now I don't feel bad anymore. Achievement unlocked, the Shrike's Passage. By the way, this game has 145 achievements, if I counted them correctly.
That is many.
That is a lot. Because it's like, there's a couple on the, that it like displays that are not hidden, and then it's like plus 130 hidden achievements or something like that. I'm sure there's some way to do this, but I'm not entirely sure how. Oh.
You know, it took me basically forever to observe this, but I only just noticed that there was a health meter in the upper right-hand corner.
Yeah, I saw it, like, not too long after we booted up, but I keep forgetting it's there. Honestly, I think this is one of those games where if you get hit once, you often find yourself getting hit again and then a third time.
You gotta do the dashy dash.
You gotta do the dashy dash. You mustn't go bitey bite, though. That's what Flip Flappers taught me. Ah, no. Oh, goodness. Things don't get the difficult tag on Steam for no reason, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Also,
Yes.
I find it odd, I guess, that the pro tag explodes into white chunks. Also, you did the thing again.
What?
You died in the same way like twice in a row.
Yeah, that's how I
Like,
do with
pixel
these games.
perfectly.
That's how it goes sometimes.
That's how you be.
Life is difficult sometimes.
Mm-hmm. It's hard being a Demi Eldritch stab girl. It's
It
hard
is.
and nobody understands.
People don't appreciate it. This girl's had to go through all kinds of struggles, such as having her hands replaced with bizarre pincers.
Like, well, they're less pincers and more like giant stabby tuning forks.
Yeah, like steak nut, like something like that. Yeah, giant stabby tuning forks is a pretty good way to put it, I think. This game's fun though. I'm glad I bought it. It's hard, but
Gotta kick 'em.
Flip Flappers has good life advice, like be gay, for instance.
It's very good life advice.
You're in the right place for that. How in the world? There we go. Alright. Nice. Alright, let's pop up save point here. Oh, okay, you can't do that if there's enemies too close by. I guess I gotta go back over here. Checkpoint. Anybody out there ever played Hydro Thunder?
Hydro Thunder.
Yes, that game. Was that the one where there's like a lady that goes checkpoint every time you go past a lap?
I
Or was
feel
that
like
a
that
different-
describes most arcade racing games.
Yeah, but like it was a very
It was yeah, I think that was one of them.
yeah. And then there was the guy
I
that
personally preferred Arctic Thunder.
I also liked Arctic Thunder a lot.
I thought it was nice because the little snowmobile had a nice little fan that would blow in your face and it would be nice and cool.
Oh, like the arcade machine version.
Yeah, like the arcade machine.
Okay. I had it for the Xbox. I didn't know that about the Ooh, that time I got a thing called Gibbous. That's pretty good. But yeah, between the two, I think I like Hydro Thunder more, but only just so. I think I have more nostalgia for it. Is actually the real thing there. Both are good games, though.
Yeah.
I had Hydro Thunder for the Dreamcast. So anyway, as I finally am getting into the swing of things here, how are you guys? How are you, CC, and how are you guys out there in Chatland?
Chatland, land of the chats.
Yes.
I'm doing all right.
Let's
Chilling.
Don't at you.
No, do at me.
Oh, okay.
If anybody in the chat wants to at me, feel free. This is also a unofficial AMA.
It's always an unofficial AMA, at least with me. If you have any questions about anything, go right ahead. The more I see the character explode into white chunks upon death, the more I wonder why. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just to, like, help you visually parse that it's you that died and not an enemy. Because all the enemies explode into red.
Humans don't have white blood, and why should the Eldritch things be the ones with red blood? What if we were the Eldritch thing all along?
Sorry. uh...
You keep punching them. You gotta kick them.
It's really hard to get into the rhythm of, because it's all on the same button. You gotta, like, it's...
Wait, is kick, like, hold the thing?
Yeah.
That seems like a bad design choice when they do two very different functions.
It's odd, to say the least.
Like, it makes it easier for more things to play it, I guess, but, like, make it two different buttons, because the entire point is that, like, one of those things does a ton of damage, but can be blocked, and the other does, like, no damage, but it knocks back things.
Yeah. I don't know, it took some getting... It's gonna take some getting used to, and it already has taken a good deal of getting used to, but I don't know. I have a sneaking suspicion that the reason that is because there might be like, there might be more abilities that you get later, but that's just a guess. Oh, that goes right into that, doesn't it? Okay.
Like, on the one hand, there's the stupidity of having 20 different things you can do at all times and different button inputs for all of them. But then there's also the stupidity of having 5 things you can do, but you can only press one button to do it.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. Like I said, I don't quite feel comfortable calling it a bad decision just yet, because there might be some kind of reason for it that I'm not yet privy to. But I
mean,
it is a little unusual.
I feel like if you're going to make it so that differences in pressing a specific button do different things, you should save those for later iterations on abilities, as opposed to doing that, like, right off the bat. Like, the dash stab being the same button makes sense, and having the uppercut kick and the normal kick be the same button makes sense, but having all 4 of those things be the same button doesn't really seem to make doesn't make execution very easy on the player.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. And
because, like, even the most complex fighting games have different button inputs for, like, general things. Like, heavy kick and light kick are 2 different things, not the same button, probably.
Yeah. It does do a number on your brain when you're trying to figure out what you have to do for a specific, like, enemy.
Yeah.
I can't figure out how to get past this pit with all these angry mouths. It's definitely
Maybe
not...
just try waiting for the platform and then jump onto the very edge of it and then...
set off the bombs and go back.
Or something.
Yeah. Gonna make a pile of girls. Yeah. Maybe I'm just, like, not getting the timing right.
I think it's the timing. Because I noticed it was working when you would, like, stand on the platform and then walk with it to avoid getting hit by a spike. I think these things might have, like, a slight downtime.
Mm-hmm. This is tricky. This game does
Or that, or I've watched you play this before. One or the other.
Well, I only bought this the other day, so...
Okay, maybe it was, like, a YouTuber?
Maybe.
Oh.
Almost got it that time. this isn't one of those games where you can walk across a pile of your own corpses. No, there is a game
That
with
would
that.
be generous.
There is a game with that mechanic, although I'm trying to remember the name of it right now and I'm coming up short. You play like.
Lemmings.
Can you do that in Lemmings?
No.
Oh.
When they die, they explode.
Oh,
I believe.
okay.
But you can have them like form bridges and stuff.
Yeah.
And what is a corpse but a body? The only difference is if it's dead or alive.
Oh, I like that game too. Sorry. That's my entire.
No, it was good.
That's my entire sense of humor. Is you find the thing that someone says that's the name of a media property, and then you just say that it's a media property.
Ow, ow. Ooh, you almost had it, but then you got wombo combo.
Yeah, and I'm still not out of the
Wombo
woods.
combo. Happy feet. This ain't Marvel.
I've never actually seen that video. I hear it referenced all the time, but
I mean, there's not really much to see. It's just somebody as Captain Falcon owning, like, no, it was a team match, but like it was a thing. It is the majority of the value is the commentators' reactions.
right. It's a Smash Brothers video. I know that much.
Yeah, it's a Melee video.
That and the one like the COD video, Mom Get the Camera.
Okay, I think haven't seen that one, but I've heard of it.
It's like yeah, I mean that's the line right there is Mom Get the Camera.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that you get this feeling of incrementally getting better at these segments before you move on to the next one.
Mm-hmm. Mastery through repetition.
Yeah.
Good design tool. Because I imagine it's pretty heartening to see an area full of corpses that you're just kind of breezing past once you get good enough at it.
Yeah, there's apparently like built-in speedrunning stuff for this too. So like, they were clearly catering to a specific audience with this one. No mistake about that. Yaren has linked his favorite Smash Brothers meme video. If anyone would like to take a look at that for a moment.
I will do it.
Okay.
I will do it one time.
Like Wyclef Jean. One time.
Oh, I know what this is.
Describe it to me.
It took me a minute, and then I realized it just before I saw the title.
Yeah, Metaphor, I am almost certain that we're thinking of the same game. A game where the main mechanic is that your prior attempts persisted as shadows and you could use them as platforms. I also remember something a lot like that, and I'm trying to remember the name, and I'm coming up blank.
No,
it was like...
it can't be true.
It was like, the main character was like a guy in a top hat, I think.
12 times a day man or powdered toast man. I mean, 12 times a day man is like the definition of a Mary Sue, so would probably win. Not only once, but 12 times.
What is... I need to be clued in now. What is this?
Yaren asked who would win, 12 times a day man or powdered toast man.
Yeah, but who are they?
I don't know about powdered toast man, but 12 times a day man is a reference to a specific Strong Bad Email episode.
Oh, Homestar Runner. That's one of those things that I missed out on. I just never really got into it. And now it's like 4 billion years of built up fandom references.
It's good. I like watching it recently. I was kind of concerned, like, I'm worried that this humor is gonna miss me now, or like that somehow I'll find it objectionable. No, it's still good. It's still funny.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's always nice when something
Because
holds
there
up
were a
like
lot
that.
of things I found funny as like a 12-year-old slash early teenager that I physically cannot anymore.
Yeah, me too. You know what I was very disappointed that doesn't hold up that well is Code Ment. That's the
Well, I mean, Code Ment is good in its own way. Like actually watching the
yeah,
episode with the soup store is pretty fantastic.
parts of it are very good, parts of it have not held up the best. But the soup
Yeah, but that's how it is with a lot of comedy, I feel.
Yeah, I guess that's true. The
Like
su-
it's hard to be consistent as a comedian.
mhm. The soup store bit obviously though is still hilarious.
It's priceless.
Hey, this game has camera controls.
Amazing.
I forgot. They even mentioned that, I think, and I just, like, completely forgot. Ah, now I can get to this door, which is presumably the end of the level. Oh, The Company of Myself! That's the name of the game that we were thinking of. There were 2 games in that series, apparently. That's interesting. I should play that on stream sometime.
Maybe you should.
It's like a puzzle platformer. I remember liking it.
I find it amazing that you manage to consistently kick the things that need to be stabbed and stab the things that need
I know. I'm so bad at it. It's funny.
I feel the problem is with the control scheme and not with you.
I think maybe like at most it's probably like half and half.
You are a common Cthulhu.
Yes. That sounds like an insult, doesn't it?
I mean, I think that's the idea.
Yeah, but
That
the other one,
common.
the other one called you a dagon, and I don't know what that means, but it sounds.
It's another H.P. Lovecraft reference.
It's all HP.
Was it not Fate, whose name is also Sorrow, that bade me blah 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 blah?
Hey, there's like a downstrike attack. Oh, this is fun.
Anyway, I guess we're in Sleepy Slidey Iceland. That is also a forest level.
Yep.
Because Rayman can't have the monopoly on levels with slippy, slidey surfaces, but also aren't themed to be ice.
I was actually gonna say, doesn't that new Donkey Kong game kind of do that too? But I guess it's like that's part of like
the entire theme of that one is that everything is frozen.
Right. Is that Slippy Slidey? I've not played that game.
I don't think there's a whole lot of it that's slippy slidey. Like
Okay.
I haven't played it, but I've seen a lot of footage. There's actually less ice in it than you would think from the title.
Hmm.
But the idea is that all these people are invading whatever Donkey Kong's island is called. Kong Island, I guess. Don't at me. Because they're coming in from like a cold climate and they want to invade for reasons, I guess.
So you're
Anyway,
saying
that doesn't really, vibe with DK's entire like deal. So obviously he's got to go and kick some ass.
yeah.
Him and his nephew and his grumpy ass granddad.
And his girlfriend? I don't remember the the Lady Kong. I don't remember what the relationship is there.
Dixie is not DK's girlfriend at all. That she's closer to Diddy's, if anything. I don't even know what the deal with that is. Donkey Kong's girlfriend is Candy Kong, aka literally the only time that anybody has ever found anything that is a non-human primate even remotely attractive.
Just gonna let that one sit there for a second.
Yeah, no, I mean, you can't just sit there.
It's okay.
Like the internet, it obviously did not let that one slide.
The internet. She's a cousin or Diddy's girlfriend, only one of those, but not both.
Not both. Very important. Blip, blip.
Blep blep.
That was synced with you dying on bouncing on spikes before dying
Uh,
on the stream, so whoever's watching is probably not understanding why I made random blip blip noises.
that's okay. VODs are a strange and confusing world that we can only, like, mildly help decrease the confusion level.
Yep.
Okay.
Isn't that how it is with all, like, things, though? Like, some god that isn't, like, one of the major religions is worshipped at some point, stops being worshipped, and then gets turned into a monstrosity because people don't like the idea of them worshipping gods that aren't theirs.
Speaking of for the sake of the VOD, I do just want to point out that CC is responding to a comment in the chat. She did not just say that apropos of nothing.
Yeah, no, right, for the sake of the VOD, Metaphor said, yeah, several different Semitic peoples worship Dagon, and Lovecraft reused him as some kind of horror terror.
Wasn't that also true of the one Dungeons and Dragons, like, dragon deity?
Tiamat?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, no, Tiamat was a Persian goddess.
That's
as was
right.
Muhammad, actually.
That's right. I used to have, I think it was actually called, like, the Big Book of Mythology or something. That was just like an encyclopedia of world religions, and, that was in it, I think.
Why did you put your checkpoint in the same place again? You went all the way back there to make a checkpoint.
Don't question me.
I question
I don't know. Sometimes life is hard.
Sometimes some crimes go slipping through the cracks.
What's that from?
Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
Ah, I've never seen that. I know it's...
Yeah, apparently, well, there's a story behind this.
Okay,
so,
go on.
I have friends in Chicago. Rob is one of them.
Yes.
And he frequently hangs out at a house where his friends, all of whom are roommates, live together. And one of them, when somebody says, like, something sometimes related, and as a prompt, he proceeds to say sometimes some crimes, and this got caught on by another one of the housemates. And I said, and in my exasperation, I said, you know, if you're gonna say that, at least, like, do more than just that one line of the theme song. And she was like, oh, I didn't know that was from a thing. Daniel just says it a lot. And then Daniel, and I explained that it's from the Chippendale Rescue Rangers theme tune. And then Daniel comes down, and then I give that rant to him, and he's like, oh, that's from something? And I'm just like, Daniel, look at me. Look at the person who is 1 foot shorter than you. Look into my eyes. What do you see? And the answer was hate.
Fucking Daniel. I don't actually know Daniel.
No, Daniel's fine. Daniel's fine.
It is just very funny, though, to say somebody's name. You put, you know, some sort of statement of exasperation. That's very good comedy.
Yeah, no, Daniel's fine. He's by his own admission, he can be a bit overly edgy, but he's a good lad.
Edgy lads. It's like the name of a British version of Hot Topic.
It's like if you tried to get a chav and a goth in the same building and have that work out somehow, if in a way that even vaguely made sense.
Oh, Lord. Well, that's kind of what the...
on Wii now, lads.
I have a name specifically for that purpose, Meredith, or if a guy is needed, Jared. Well, no, it can't be Jared, because then what if he went to Jared?
Well, I mean, there's also Jared Leto.
Oh, that's right, there is.
Wait, I'm trying to remember who he is, and is he not the person who recently played the Joker in Suicide Squad?
Maybe.
Because if he is, that is actually a perfect description of, that is actually a perfect name for that archetype.
Fucking Jared.
Chatty goth. Here I am, just inventing horrible new goth subtypes.
That can be your new name on your new the second part of your nickname on the server. Goth
horrible new goth subtypes.
Horrible new goth subtype.
Well, given the 50 character expansion on Twitter, I could probably make that my Twitter handle.
Yeah. Well, did you see that I'm innovating now? It's my Twitter handle is now an ad for my album.
You're innovating?
I'm an entrepreneur.
Alright, hold on a sec. Yep, no, you're innovating.
I'm innovating. Something marketed targeting advertisement strategies.
That was actually pretty slick there. You sliding down and getting that tone of
Yeah.
some description.
I like the word tome a lot.
He's a goth. He's a chav. Now they have to share an apartment. Got on the new hit comedy, Edgy Lads.
Oh, Lord.
Good pitch there, metaphor. One problem, they call it a flat in the Commonwealth.
Yeah. A flat. Why do they call it a flat?
Because it's flat.
Is it flat?
The individual units are flat.
I
There
mean,
are rarely any apartments that have more than one floor per, actual living space.
I guess that's true.
The building isn't flat, but each individual living space belonging to an individual renter is.
Right. I get what you're saying. When you think about it, though, aren't most living spaces flat by some definition of the word? Not unless you live in an igloo or something.
I mean, that depends on how you define flat. Is it just to need to be in possession of flat surfaces, or does it overall not have to lack verticality?
Well,
by my definition of the word flat, an igloo is more flat than my house.
But an igloo is round on almost all of its sides, except for the bottom.
Right, but there's only one actual level to the living space. There's no verticality to it.
Well, wouldn't that just mean
the fact that the outside is round? It's flat.
So you're saying our dispute revolves around whether we're talking about the internal or external space of the house?
Yes.
Okay. See, I think that it refers more to the shape of the dwelling than whether or not it has multiple levels. I think I need to realize in this game that I can just skip enemies sometimes. I don't need to kill all of them.
Yeah, those games are good. Oh, that's a sad way to die. She was just hanging there by her skull meats.
Her skull meats.
Yep. That's a new album title for you. That one's free.
That's my favorite thing to order at Applebee's, actually. A plate of the old skull meats. Hey, what kind of business meetings do skeletons have? Skull meats.
Oh my god. You know, I should be mad at you, but I am way more guilty of punnery in this relationship.
That's the thing that makes us unstoppable, is when you put our pun powers together.
I've had a bad influence on you, much like Luna has Bird.
Would you describe us as the Punder twins?
Oh my god. Stop. I've created a monster.
We have fun here.
If you want to save on those icy surfaces, just try jumping straight up and not moving midair.
Oh, does that work?
I would think so.
I don't
assuming the momentum
think it
doesn't carry over from your jump.
No, what happens is I think you can only save while you're standing still.
Right, but I'm trying to think of a way for you to stop yourself on the ice. Like if you jump and change directions and then stop holding the other directional button, in theory you should be able to land in place on ice.
I'm trying something similar, but I don't think it's working. I think you might just not be able to save if there's ice beneath you. which is annoying, but whatever. It's not my game. I'll play by their rules.
I'll play by your rules.
Does mean I have to find somewhere to save, though.
Just when I thought that just let the line, joke's dead. The joke is dead now.
She seems to move automatically at a set speed as soon as you hit the ice. Yeah, that is in fact what seems to happen. I don't... It's an interesting thing. I know Metaphor earlier was saying...
I am a little confused as to where you are supposed to be going right now.
Yeah, the levels are...
I see more blood crystal bits.
Yeah, me too. The levels are like oddly sprawling for a game of this type. I don't dislike it, but it's certainly not the norm.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
A little bit of verticality never hurt nobody.
Yep. Ah, that hurts.
Did you get stabbed by the Octoboys?
As soon as I was about to make a save point, yes.
Pity.
Yeah. Oh, wait, now...
Meanwhile, speaking of Splatoon, things that some people want in that game. Boy Octolings.
Are there...
I personally, I could go either way. I don't particularly have any strong feelings one way or another, but I suppose it's only fair.
Are there not any? I actually didn't know that.
No, actually, in fact, in Japanese, they're called takozones, which is like a pun on the Japanese word for octopus, taco, and Amazonas.
Ah. Interesting.
Yes.
You know what I want is for them to make the sea urchin ladies playable. There's only one, I think.
What about the...
But...
The sea urchin... Neither of the sea urchin characters are ladies. I think you're thinking of the anemones.
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry.
Yeah.
Completely different kind of animal.
Then there's also the sea slug, Flo. She's good.
I think I remember you showing me that character and I liked her, but I don't 100% remember.
Yeah, she's very witchy.
Right. That
she's
one.
She's kind of hippie and witchy. It's good.
That's pretty good, yeah.
Good lady. It's neat whenever she comments on the fact that you've leveled up because she's talking about your aura and stuff. It's super cute.
Aww.
It's very endearing. It's like your hippie aunt.
My life goal is to one day become that hippie aunt.
I support this.
Or the goth aunt, but there's not like a ton of distinction between those two things. You can kind of do both. Multi-class.
Has the goth subculture been around to spawn goth aunts yet? No, there has to have been. It has to.
It's been like since the late 70s, early 80s. You think of like the
goths in the 80s?
Yeah, The Cure.
Were The Cure considered goth then?
I think
They
so.
must have been.
And I wish Shredney was here because this is
like. Well, you know what? I think that there was like proto-goth in the 80s.
You know, I bet Shredney knows a ton about this. We should.
He probably does know a ton
We
about
should
this.
ask him later.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, you can see
But,
if he's in the server, and you can ask him what he thinks about that if you're so inclined.
I mean, the thing is that you can't really prove the goth subculture existed until like the 90s when it started showing up in cartoons.
Is that how that works? Something only exists once it shows up in a cartoon?
Yeah, cartoons are like the biggest indicator of like what a culture's cultural currency is. Like, if a cartoons of the day or the days following comment on it, it didn't really happen at all, did it?
Sorry to interrupt you with an exclamation there, but I got ambushed by Machete Boys.
Machete Boys?
Machete Boys.
I'm interested in seeing this one. That Octoboy just totally owned himself.
Yeah, they like to do that. But yeah, I guess I see what you mean. Like, something is only... It's a sort of like, an if tree falls in a forest and no one's around to hear it kind of question, right?
Yeah. Also, I wasn't being entirely serious when I'm saying that.
Well, yeah, but I'm trying to play along.
Also, I'm very much being reminded of Nier with these little machete boys.
Are there?
Because the original Nier had little tiny shades walking around with swords bigger than their entire body that would attempt to kill you and be very bad at doing so.
Mm-hmm. These guys seem pretty competent, though.
Oh yeah, no, they're much more competent. That said, well, I could elaborate on that statement, but spoilers!
Oh no, spoilers. Ah,
Yes,
jeez, there's more of them.
7 years old now.
Is the original Nier really that old? I feel like that came out like...
It came out in 2010, I believe.
Yeah, I guess
or
that
2009.
is.
Let me check.
I was gonna say I feel like that came out like the start of the decade, but that has been 7 years now. So.
Nier Gestalt came out in 2010. April of 2010, in fact. It's closer to being 8 years old than it is to 7.
Wow. Time flies.
So it does.
All right. I am going to take a short break real quick, and then when I come back, I originally had planned to split the stream into 2 parts, but honestly, I'm having a lot of fun with this, so I'm fine to play more of it if you guys are.
Awesome. What was the intended second part, out of curiosity? I forgot.
I was just gonna show off a couple games that I was thinking of doing for Indie Bazaar, but I haven't vetted any. Sorry, go on.
Well, actually, no. We can discuss this during the break. Anyway, I hope you guys have fun during the break. We'll be back in however much time it takes for us to get back.
Yep, it'll only be a minute or two. And I, in fact, have something for the break that I can.
Is it Africa by Toto?
It's not Africa by Toto. I don't want to.
Be.
I don't want to get a copyright strike. No, I have some bumper music.
You actually make a very good point.
I have some bumper music I made that I am going to play.
Alright.
That's too loud. There we go.
Oh, and don't forget to disconnect the chat audio from the stream.
Alright, I will be right back. Alrighty. Okay, I am back. I believe CC is still... Ah.
Surprise!
Hello. I did respond to your PM then.
Yeah.
I got added in the trigger cord. What's going on? Ah. Nothing that involves me immediately indirectly. Okay. Oh, hey. Whenever you want to look at it, Shredney is typing up a post about the birth of goth culture in the Magic Planet server, if you're so inclined.
Is this in Chatterbox?
Yeah, in Chatterbox. Anyway, yeah, the interlude music was Snap Apple and then Hobgoblin, both by yours truly. I'm gonna make more, so that way I'm not just playing the same couple every stream. And maybe I will see if I can like outsource some additional bumper music from people I know on Twitter and such. But yeah. That was my big surprise for for this stream.
It's a good surprise.
I'm ready to go then. If you are, CC.
I am ready.
Alrighty. Let me take this pink overlay off.
And eat it.
I'm not gonna eat my logo. I feel like it's probably not very nutritious, honestly.
Probably tasty.
It probably is. Like, pink things, well, I don't know. I feel like pink things can go one of a couple ways. Like, there it is. Like, you can get, like, either bubblegum flavor or cotton candy or some sort of fruit. Although I don't know. Yeah, strawberry. I think of those, my favorite would probably be strawberry. Like, I'm not really a big fan of, like, cotton candy. It's okay. Like, it's not bad or anything. It's just not my preferred.
Managed to beef it immediately twice.
Yeah, no, 3 times at least. I don't quite know where I'm supposed to go for this particular one. Looks like it's just all spikes down here.
It's all spikes here.
Ah, I see where I'm supposed to go.
Spikes all the way down.
Do I? Here we go. Okay. But, more machete boys.
Ooh. They're gonna get you.
Machete Boy is also my favorite British rap group.
I feel like that's just like Chinese knockoff ICP.
Maybe a bit.
Metaphor on your logo here saying it looks like it's 90% sugar.
It is. It's the remaining 10% is a secret ingredient that if we somehow knew that you found out, we would have to have you arrested by the international police. Interpol, yes, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
I keep
it's a secret blend of herbs and spices.
Yes.
Oddly enough, it is the same secret blend of herbs and spices used in KFC's breading. We actually have an agreement with PepsiCo to share the recipe. I think they got the better end of the deal, to be honest.
I mean, yeah. But it's okay.
They're making a fair bit more amount of money than us, but you know what? It's our gift to fried chicken.
They're actually opening a KFC near my near my house. It's one of those like
I
combination
wish they were
stores.
opening a KFC near my house.
It's one of those like combination stores. It's also a Taco Bell.
Yeah, it's
And,
always one of them. It's either Taco Bell or Pizza Hut.
uh-huh.
You know, at this point, I'm kind of. It probably shouldn't have been a surprise that KFC, with their love of strange. Actually, you know what? The entire PepsiCo like food line is just buck wild in terms of their food experimentation. Like, anybody here listen to my brother and me in any capacity? Raise your hands in the chat.
Hmm. Like, I do that thing where I'm like perpetually meaning to check it out, but I haven't yet, so
It's
I
fun.
can't comment. The McElroy
The
brothers are
first
good
week
people.
I listened was actually the week of the eclipse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like the week after or 2 weeks after Shrimp Heaven now.
Oh, that's where that meme is from.
Yeah.
Shrimp Heaven now.
Yeah. Shrimp Heaven now. Okay, so Kantla listens. Anyway, basically they have a segment on the show called Munch Squad, where Justin so kindly interrupts the other two in order to discuss some kind of new fast food innovation in the industry.
Right.
And like 90% of the time, it is Taco Bell.
Taco Bell makes a lot of food that is very odd.
But here's the thing. So does KFC. They
Yeah.
just do it less, and it's always chicken based.
Yeah.
And then there's also Pizza Hut, which they also do some weird things, but it's also pizza, the one food group where totally insane experimentation is permitted. De facto.
That's actually why I like ordering from Pizza Hut, is because like I want to see what their new crusts are like all the time.
Right. Like, they overall, like, PepsiCo's like unholy trinity of fast food restaurants just seems to have the market cornered on weird fast food experimentation, and it's certainly something.
Do they also own Burger King?
I do not believe that they own Burger King.
Okay.
Let me double check, because I believe Burger King does serve Coke products.
Yeah. Burger King does a lot of weird stuff too. I don't know if anybody here remembers them, but for a while they were selling these things called Mac and Cheeto bites.
Oh yeah.
They were like mozzarella sticks, but they had.
I think they're still selling those actually.
They might be. I honestly wasn't a huge fan of them, but it was just they were. It's just such
Apparently, Burger King used to be called Insta Burger King.
What? That's
Yeah.
news to me.
Yeah.
Huh.
The company was founded in 1953 as Insta Burger King, a Jacksonville, Florida-based restaurant chain.
It's from Florida?
Yeah, which is not entirely surprising.
That's surprising to me. I always have thought of like Burger King as being a very northern fast food chain.
It's pretty universal in America.
No, I mean like in terms of character.
I guess. The thing is that McDonald's, I believe, actually came out of Illinois or one of its neighbors. It's from the Great Lakes area.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't see anything about, parent, Restaurant Brands International. No, it's not owned by PepsiCo.
Okay. Also, Mantla, that is gross. I understand why people would freak out about that.
Yeah, no, that's kind of gross, and for the sake of the VOD, I am not sharing that.
Yeah, me neither.
Although the VOD does have a chat log now. I hope you know that.
The Twitch VOD does, but I always export mine to YouTube.
Oh yeah, you also put them on YouTube, don't you?
And that is where I think most people watch them. Although honestly, I've never done like a comprehensive.
Also, I got that horrifically. Wait, I didn't get it horrifically wrong. San Bernardino, California. Oak Brook, Illinois. Yeah, the first franchise using the Arches logo opened in Phoenix, Arizona. The headquarters is in Oak Brook, and they plan to move the headquarters to Chicago by early 2018.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So it's in a few places. It's in the West and also Chicago, I guess.
Northern burger chain makes me think of White Castle more than anything else. There actually wasn't a White Castle in my neck of the woods until fairly recently.
I've never had White Castle, and I still want to try it. I've had
I
like their frozen burgers, which
yeah.
are, surprisingly tolerable for frozen burgers.
Um, I have never been to the White Castle in question personally, but it's apparently just like very depressing of a place. It's right next to a Home Depot, which is like a strange juxtaposition of stores.
I feel like a demi-local burger place in the middle of Boondocks has the odds stacked against it in terms of not being depressing.
Yeah, I mean that's true. Although that's not actually around here. That's down near Allentown, which is a fairly big city.
Yeah, fair enough.
Not that I ever go down there. People around here treat Allentown like it's fucking, you know, Rye or
Uh,
something.
I was trying to think of like infamously glitzy city, but nothing came. Venice.
No, people. It's more people. Blah. In terms of like real world cities, people treat it more like it's like Detroit or something, even though it's like a perfectly nice place and crime is actually fairly low there. It's just people up here being dumb.
Yeah,
You know how it goes.
I'm kind of curious about the size of Allentown now. I'm gonna have to show you around Evanston whenever you actually get to move out here and see like how it compares to Allentown to you in terms of like niceness and size.
Oh, I mean,
Because
sorry, go
if
on.
they're fairly similar size, that gives me an idea of what it's like.
Why isn't this switch?
I think it's already tripped. Try walking into the thing.
No, it's not. Is it like? Am I losing my mind here? This is the one that
I think you're doing the uppercut kick.
Oh, that's right. That's what it is. I feel like that both of those should trip the switch.
Yeah, this is also a problem.
That's just a little bit goofy.
I also notice you doing the uppercut kick when you mean to do the normal kick a lot.
Yeah. Well, the normal kick is like context sensitive. I don't think you can do it on your like of your own merits. Because if you just
Why would you make that? Oh my god. I'm sorry, this is just giving me like a slight game design aneurysm. Like, it's pretty interesting, and I like the aesthetic and what it's got going for it.
It's
The
very
backgrounds
pretty,
are actually
yeah.
really pretty. But, like, in terms of controls, it's a little bit clunky.
It's a little odd, yeah. I feel um, like I should clarify. Like, I think the game is good, but I do think it would be even better if there were just like I could pick whether I wanted everything mapped to the one by default, or if I could like
Yes,
change it
that
around
would
a
be a
bit.
very nice quality of life adjustment.
Another thing is the dash. Like, I would be using it a lot more if it wasn't context sensitive. Like, you can't make it do the dash. It's just if you're a certain distance away, you'll dash automatically. And the thing is, like, I don't even think that that's necessarily bad. It's just for somebody like me, I don't think that that's the right way to like
Do it.
that I would like to play the
Do the
game.
thing.
Ooh, what the
Yeah.
heck happened there?
The same Blastoise.
Like, I think that kind of thing that would work very well if you like already know the
Aw.
game front to back and you're a speedrunner or something.
It's always sad when she impales her head on spikes. It's just the animation is so sad.
Yeah, it's okay though. She gets back up again, like that.
Yeah, I mean she always do, but
Like that.
yeah, maybe
That
that.
Chumbawamba song,
Get knocked down.
and I get up again. You're
Never
never gonna
keep
keep
me
me down.
I feel like Chumbawamba and Bare Naked Ladies are like a degree of separation away from one another.
There's actually a funny story about that. Chumbawamba are like Well, they were. They've since disbanded. They were like an anarchist folk collective. They like lived together and a bunch of crazy nonsense. Our mutual friend Harrispex is actually a pretty big fan of them, if I remember right.
Mm.
And so like Tub Thumping, which is that song, is like just this weird outlier in their catalog.
It's pronounced outlier.
Is it?
Yes,
Oh.
because it lies outside of the normal set of data.
Hmm.
I took a statistics class. Don't question me.
I'm going to question you. You might be right, but I'm going to question you anyway.
I can Google this.
I can Google. I don't know. I was gonna try to work a joke in there, like, about how you shouldn't question me because I'm your girlfriend. But the thing is that works both ways, so I don't really know.
Yeah.
I think that one needs some workshopping, you know?
Well, how about this? We divide what shouldn't be questioned: linguistics and mathematics from my department, and history and music and arthropods are yours. Not
Arthropods?
sea life.
Cephalopods?
Cephalopods.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. I think we share cephalopods.
Yeah, that's because you like your squids, your splatoons. I'm more of an octopodial person.
Octopods are cute.
They are. Neil Cesariega did mashups of both Chumbawamba and the Bare Naked Lady. That is true.
Yep. Although I feel like Neil Cesariega has done mashups of both, of pretty much every like '90s song.
Like everything that was popular, yeah, and several things that
was
worked.
upbeat and popular, not like Stained. It's been a while.
Why was Stained the band that your mind went to there?
Because it's like the one depressing '90s band that I know of that I heard on the radio in any capacity.
What about like Nirvana?
Oh yeah, I suppose Nirvana also qualifies, but Nirvana's like universally accepted as good.
That's true. They were also, I mean, like their biggest hit was, it wasn't happy, but it was up tempo.
Yeah. I mean, what are you, out of curiosity, what are you qualifying as their biggest hit?
Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Fair.
Yeah. Did they have a bigger one, and I'm making myself look like a fool?
No. I think that's the right choice. There's just a lot of them. There's also In Bloom.
Yeah. I don't know very much about Nirvana. That like.
It's a good band.
Hey, Sadako is
I
here.
actually like grunge a lot. I just have never gone out of my way to listen to it.
That's fair. Sadako is here. Is that how you pronounce her? The girl from The Ring. Sadako?
Yeah, that's close enough for government work. Anyway, hello. You're cute and ghosty. She's literally a boo.
She's a boo, yeah. I dig it.
Yeah. Anyway, does anybody else here feel like the internet did The Ring and its originators, which I am not going to use the official American name for because, oh my god, that was a silly thing that they did.
Isn't the official American name The Ring?
Okay, so here's the deal.
Okay,
the American
explain.
remake is called The Ring.
Yes.
But there were also DVD releases of the original Japanese series.
Okay.
You're never gonna guess what they call them.
The Japanese Ring?
No. The Ring.
Oh. Okay. See, I didn't actually realize that those were.
They literally just took the Japanese version and distinguished it from the American version by, instead of writing what they were literally saying, which is the English words "the ring" in katakana, which yes is literally pronounced "zaringu," but they just didn't fucking God, it like I didn't even think about this until just now, because it's been so long. Because I remember seeing those in the Blockbuster that one time and being like, oh, weird. Why is it called the Ringu? And I was like 12 at the time. And now that I think about it, it's like, oh my god, what kind of fucking slightly racist bullshit is this?
uh, oh, I see what they're trying to make me do here. I gotta, like, punch out these guys up here while also keeping conscious of the fact that if I face the wrong way, the ghost girl will come up and spookify me.
She's going to get you. She's going to curse you.
This is
But
reminding
anyway,
me that I haven't read Irma in a while.
what are my thoughts on Gojira? You know what? You see, here's the thing. Gojira gets a pass because it was never intended to be Godzilla. It was just its own thing. But when the Americans, like, dubbed it, they decided that
You went.
sounds like even vaguely similar. Right, Metaphor was saying, like, what are my thoughts on Gojira because of my whole little rant on the Ringu.
Yeah. No, it's you turned into an astronaut for a second.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Like I said, it's the Discord thing.
Yeah. But anyway, the thing is that, like, Gojira was never really intended to be an approximation of any other language's word. It was just its own word. It was just the name of the monster. But when the Americans took it, they changed it into this other thing because that's how Americans do. It's not the Mighty Atom, it's Astro Boy. It's not Giant Robo, it's Joni Soko and his flying robot.
This is gonna sound like an idiotic question, but I've actually never looked into this. Are Astro Boy and the Mighty Atom actually just like literally the same thing?
Yes.
Or is it okay?
The Mighty Atom is the original Japanese name for it.
And then they just like gave it a different title when they brought it.
Yeah, they just called it Astro Boy when it came to America.
Okay.
But yeah, no, like Gojira gets a pass for it on that reason because it was never the author's intent for it to mean Godzilla, which in and of itself is kind of a nonsense word.
Yeah, it's just like.
But the Ringu is literally just okay. Well, we made an American remake of this, and we need to release it in America. But how are we going to keep people from getting confused and accidentally buying the original version? It's dumb.
I still would have liked it a lot more if they just called it the Japanese Ring, because I think that's kind of funny.
It's something. I don't really like. It's a bad solution, but it was a solution.
Yeah.
I don't really like. I'm not sure what you would possibly even go with. That would be better.
I guess like the ideal thing would be to put the Japanese title and then just the ring below it, like in parentheses or something.
Or something.
Yeah. Kind of like the English Beat, the band.
Not sure what that's up with.
What?
What the English Beat is.
I believe it's a band, but I'm not 100% sure.
I see. Anyway, before I had this whole like little sidetrack about slightly racist marketing. I was saying that I feel like the internet has done Sadako a lot of favors in terms of the cuteness department.
I've actually never seen either The Ring or the movie that it's based on.
I mean, neither have I, but she's a lot more ghastly in the screenshots I have seen. Yeah. Like, she is very, like, an unpleasant, shambling sight.
That's just me when I get up in the morning.
Fair enough.
An unpleasant, shambling sight.
Yeah. But,
Geez, these things are hard to shake. There was an American band called The Beat in the 80s, and then an English band also called The Beat at the same time. I see.
But yeah, like, I think my favorite one of those is, like, there was a picture of like a little 5-inch high Sadako with big sleeves that cover her hands standing next to a
Aww.
smartphone. And I thought, yes, this is adorable.
That's great.
Pocket Ghost.
That can
But yeah,
be the new Pokemon Go. Pocket Ghost.
Pocket Ghost.
The kids
But
will
yeah,
go
no.
crazy for it.
Yeah, that was I saw that around when I was like in my high school Toho phase, so that
Okay.
is kind of what started my attachment to the whole like stringy haired ghost girl archetype.
Mm-hmm. I get you.
Not as like a actual horror trope that I like, but more so in the form of this is a thing that is cute to parody.
An aesthetic.
Yeah.
Gotcha. This is only like the third level, and I'm already like really, really getting hit with it here.
Oh yeah, it's usually the third level where things get like nutty.
Yeah, they do not screw around with this game. Maybe I should have put
Yep.
it on a. There is like an easy mode, but I just like I didn't think about.
Stabby, 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 stabby. Yep. You got a little herky jerky there for a sec.
The video or the audio.
No, like, nothing, not in a way that's problematic for the stream, but in terms of like actual gameplay, like you were darting around a lot, and
Oh, okay.
there weren't really animations happening when it was going on. So I
Yeah,
think it might have been a physics glitch or something.
maybe. Another thing that I do try to keep in mind is that this game is from 2012, which is like before a lot of the current conventions about indie games kind of became,
Established.
yeah. I'm actually a little surprised that it has rebindable controls. I'm really surprised that it recognizes my PS4 controller.
Oh, does she just teleport on you, Sadako?
Yeah.
I
Um,
see.
as if you're facing away from her, she will just kind of, you know, I cast Blink, that kind of thing.
Yep. Although that's not what Blink does in D&D.
I was thinking Warcraft.
Ah,
Uh, Warcraft 2, specifically. It's an ability that the Ranger had, I think.
I don't know. Never played Warcraft.
It's a good game.
Only played StarCraft, and only the original one, and only the Terrans.
Hmm.
Because I am bad at finishing games.
I feel like there is an untapped market for, like, real-time strategy games where you are, like, a Zerg type thing.
A what type thing?
A Zerg type thing.
I mean,
Like an RTS.
how untapped is that market real?
I don't know. I think it would be cool. That's actually what I just mean, is that I think it would be a cool game.
Like, but StarCraft exists.
Yeah, but, like, see, the thing is, I played the StarCraft 2 campaign for the Zerg, and I finished it, and it was really good. And it was like, I would like an entire game's worth of that now, instead of just a third of a game's worth of that. And with more involvement of the, like, whole infection thing.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I think that, like, that would be a neat
Make
design.
Lovecraft, not Warcraft. Well, I mean, we're doing that.
That is what we are doing
that
right now, yeah.
in this game. But, yeah, Zerg, like, I guess that would make sense. That would be, so Pikmin are not Zergy. They're, actually,
they're
that's
plant
not
boys, right?
entirely true. There are some Pikmin that are a little Zergy.
I mostly know Pikmin as being, like, weird little plant boys. I really wanted that game when I was little, but we didn't have a Nintendo console. And my dad and my
that seems to be a regular thing that you have been deprived of in your life, and I'm
Nintendo
sorry for
console. Well, my stepdad had this weird, like, hate on for Nintendo that I've never understood.
probably because your stepdad had some issues in his life that he needed to deal with.
Yeah, I don't know. He never even like tried to explain it to me. Also,
It's probably just like, oh, I think I'm too manly for these games.
it could very well have been that.
I'm gonna bet you that was the case.
Very possible.
Because, like, Nintendo got a lot of flack in the 2000s for catering to kids. Because the
Yeah.
2000s was about when the demographic shift was happening.
Yeah.
Um, and, like, I imagine that a man like your stepfather, based on what you've told me about him, would probably have similar compunctions.
Yeah, although yeah, I mean I guess, I don't know. He is a weird dude. That's most of what there is to it. He was a weird dude.
Yeah. But yeah, Pikmin's hard. It is pretty much a real-time strategy. And when I say things, there were Zergy ones. There was actually a type of Pikmin called Bulbmin, which were little parasitic Pikmin that inhabited one of the more common enemies, Bulborbs, in the game. And so you'd have these Bulborbs that could follow you around. Granted, you couldn't take them with you whenever you left the level. And also, if you get a bad end in the original Pikmin, the Pikmin, like, take the protagonist and feed him to the onion, and it spits him out as, like, with a little Pikmin leaf on his head.
Weird.
And, yeah, that's what happens. That, like, I don't know if you know this, but the original Pikmin game had a 30-day time limit.
Oh, no, I did not know that. Nintendo were big on that for a while, I guess, weren't they? Like,
well, no, it's pretty much just those two games, Pikmin and Majora's Mask, except Majora's Mask was like, you've got 3 days, but you can reset as often as you need to. Whereas Pikmin was, you've got 30 days and that's it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. So, basically, if you failed to get all the spaceship parts to get off-world in the necessary amount of time, you would try to fly off, your ship would explode, you would die, and then your Pikmin would turn you into one of them.
Huh.
Yeah, kind of dark. Nintendo's good at that.
Nintendo are the masters of, I thought this was a kid's game, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Not that kids can't handle. I mean, like, I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, kids can like, they're good at applying creepy in a way that, like, kids can still process. It doesn't make it less creepy, though.
Yeah. Now,
I'm still thinking about that one ghost girl in Pokemon X that still has no explanation.
I liked that thing a lot because it was just, I like stuff in games that's just kind of out of nowhere and they don't really give you any context for it.
Yeah.
Provided
like,
it's
on
not.
On the one hand, I'm kind of disappointed we didn't get an explanation, but on the other hand, it was interesting. It was very, like, thought-provoking. You don't get a whole lot of things in games like that nowadays because there's the internet and, like, everybody knows everything.
Yeah.
But sometimes you find something with no explanation and then it baffles everyone.
That's that's actually kind of why I like Yume Nikki. Weirdly enough.
Alright. Total pints spilled.
What?
Oh, you got a D again.
Yeah. D for Dagon. Oh, is this the same cutscene every time?
It might be.
No, okay, it's different. It's just like a little intro bit. It's the same. Alright.
So, what does she do to get rid of it this time?
She threw it into the river. This one has chains.
Glowy, evil glowy book.
Yeah. Alright, so, I don't think I have enough time to, clear another level.
Underwater.
Oh, yeah, it is. Oh, shoot. Now that makes me feel even worse about what I'm about to say. I don't think I have enough time to clear another level of this in time, because I only have about 20 minutes left before I gotta get going. Because
Yep.
we have the group watch later. So I am going to switch over to Fist's Elimination Tower for the last 15-20 minutes of the stream.
All right, this is going to be my first exposure to the game, actually.
It's a good video game. This
Good
has
video
been
game.
This has been They Bleed Pixels. You can check it out on Steam. I believe it is $10 at normal price. SpookySquid.com is the developer's website. Once again, great name for a developing company. Let me toss up my overlay. And, oh, I exited out of the game and it crashed. That's interesting.
Oh yeah, that's always fun.
Now, let's see. Where is Fist? That's Fez. There we go. I got 4 Steam cards in just that little bit of time that I was playing.
Yeah, that's always how it is. I got Steam cards from reading When They Cry this past week. Well, actually,
that's
no, it was on
interesting.
Halloween, so...
The Indie Bazaar on that was really good. Thank you. I'm glad that people are liking that series. I think it's finally starting to come into its own after a rough first couple of episodes.
Huzzah.
Indeed. Alright. Alright. Let's run the tower. I still think Allison Fist is one of the better video game character names I've ever come across.
Yeah, she's cute.
It was like a good third of the reason I checked out the game in the first place, and I'm glad I did, because it's a good video game. Oops, that's a bummer. Oh well.
So this is like a game show kind of thing.
Yeah,
Not owning games.
that is the premise. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got 25 contestants, and you have to get to the top of the tower without losing all of your lives. Your contestants are your lives, essentially.
Makes sense.
Yeah. This is another one that reminds me a lot of Super Meat Boy. Although the levels in this case are actually a good deal smaller.
Time is money, and money is time.
Yeah, you get so all of the levels are timed, like each room is timed. You have, I think, 5 seconds to clear each room, and coins add more time to the clock.
Careful. Backseat gaming, but I'm also like 30 seconds behind you.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Going.
This game has huge ludonarrative dissonance. I would read that think piece.
It makes you do a rumination.
Rumination espresso.
2, 1.
I also really like the soul enemy design, these weird rabbit robot things.
I think they're horned.
No, those are
Like
ears.
black horned guys.
They are supposed to be rabbits because they're named such a couple of different times, but
Oh yeah, no, they do look like rabbit ears.
yeah.
If they've got rabbit ears, why don't the host wear rabbit ears? Answer me this.
I like it when she yells eliminated, but you aren't supposed to get eliminated. And the voice acting in this game is... it's charming in its simplicity, I guess is the way I would put it.
Yeah, I can't hear the audio because I have to keep the stream muted. Otherwise, you're going to get distracted by the sound of our voices echoing.
Yeah, that's fair. You'll be able to hear it on the VOD. She says she has like a couple lines, not full voice acting, but she says like a few things. I think I'm pretty sure Imposter Cat is just one person. I think it's just the developer also voices the character.
Makes sense.
You also, I didn't really show it off, but you can also actually customize your contestants.
Oh, neat.
So, if you have one that you particularly like, they start as a particular one. It's a good time. Also, as always, you can feel free to use this time as like an impromptu AMA for both me and, if she's comfortable with it, CC.
You're chopping up a bit here, but if the thing was like, oh hey, ask CC questions, please ask me questions.
Yeah.
I love questions.
Sorry, like I said.
I don't love being questioned, but I like questions.
Well, I have a question for you.
Yeah?
Why?
Because pancakes.
Oh, I like pancakes. Here's a question for you. What is the difference?
Okay.
What is the difference between a pancake and a flapjack?
Regional linguistics.
Is that it? I didn't know if there was some other.
I am fairly certain it's just what some communities call pancakes.
Okay.
I will double check this though.
Okay. It's one of those things that I've always wondered, but I've never wondered enough to Google.
Flapjack. Pancake can refer to pancakes, often known as flapjacks. American and Canadian pancakes made from batter, often served with maple syrup.
Eliminated.
And apparently there is a food that is actually normally called a flapjack that is entirely different from it sounds horrible.
Oh boy.
It's a muesli bar.
A Leslie bar?
A muesli bar, like granola-ish kind of thing.
Oh,
It's
okay.
bad. Like all English food.
Oh, it's like a Weetabix kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Metaphor asks, pancakes versus waffles. Me personally, neither. I am not big on breakfast, though I recently have had the temptation to try bacon and fried eggs for breakfast at some point.
I like Metaphor just says this room. Yeah, I get hung up on that one a lot.
They know.
As far as pancakes or waffles, I prefer waffles, but only just slightly.
Right.
Because I have. Sorry, go on.
No, you finish your thought.
I was gonna say because I have had a couple like very good waffles in my life, whereas pancakes I think they have a higher like average quality but a lower ceiling, if you know what I mean.
Yes, that is the idea. Like, actually, CGP Grade answered something to the tune of this in his recent AMA. He said that if you are going to a good restaurant, order French toast. If you are going to a bad restaurant, if you are going to a restaurant of middling quality, order pancakes. Pancakes are more consistently decent, but French toast at its best is better than pancakes, but French toast at its worst is worse.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Anyway, Kantla asks, what are y'all's favorite candy? I don't really have a specific favorite, but I do like sour candy a lot, sour fruity candy. I don't like chocolate at all. I'm actually partial to like sour strawberry candies. They're very good.
They are very good. My favorite is probably the old standby of the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. Or, there's these things you can get around here that are like Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, but they're not called that. They're like a local confectionery, and those are also very good. I might actually prefer them, but as I said, they are more of a local thing, so they're harder to find. I also like dark chocolate a lot, more than most people, I think.
Yeah. Quick aside from the comments here, but this ghost mechanic they've got going on here is actually pretty neat because it's an enemy you have to kill, but unlike normal enemies, when you jump on it, it doesn't.
Yeah,
you don't bounce off of it.
you can't bounce,
It's
so
pretty neat.
you usually have to kill ghosts last. Yeah.
Or first.
Or first.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty neat. It's another little knob the designers can turn.
Yep. I like this comment a lot. Waffles are handy because of the syrup chambers.
Yeah, that's the major appeal of waffles, I've heard. I'm not personally big on maple syrup, so...
I just like the term syrup chambers a lot.
Yeah. Anyway...
I think that is the waffling.
Was there another question? Honestly? Yeah, there weren't any other questions yet.
No. Although Lee did say that he usually eats a Cliff Bar for breakfast. I've never had a Cliff Bar.
In which case, I'm sorry.
Huh?
Yes, the maple syrup is entry level. A whole syrup, that's yarn. And I would have to agree. I would actually be more inclined to try like strawberry syrup than regular maple syrup.
Honestly, before just now, it didn't even occur to me that there like could be other syrups.
Oh yeah, they have like 4 flavors of syrup at any given IHOP you go to. They have the regular maple syrup, they have strawberry, they have blueberry, and a 4th flavor, which I do not recall because I don't use syrup.
Actually, you know, now I'm thinking about it, pancakes have the advantage of including the subcategory of chocolate chip pancakes. And I really like chocolate chip pancakes.
I mean, if you put chocolate chip pancake batter into a waffle iron, it becomes a chocolate chip waffle.
That is true, but I've never been anywhere that has chocolate chip waffles.
Well, then somebody needs to get on that. Well, actually, no, Eggo makes those, but they're also Eggos.
Yeah. The reason I thought of that was because you brought up IHOP, and I know the one time I was with you, I went to that IHOP and ended up getting chocolate chip pancakes, and they were delicious. And that is how I learned that I like chocolate chip pancakes.
Nice.
They were good.
But yeah, like, I imagine there's a lot more syrups. Now, if you want to talk to me about fried battered foods, let me tell you, funnel cake. That's some good stuff.
I love funnel cake. Did you know that that is a Pennsylvania Dutch thing? It's since spread out, but that is where it is from.
Nice.
Yes.
I actually have made funnel cake on one occasion.
Yeah, it's not like super hard to make, so it's like one of those foods you can make at home, and it's usually really good.
Hold on 1 second.
Yep. Oh, I think she vanished for a moment.
I muted.
Ah. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just had to talk to a person.
Ah, okay.
Her expressions are so good.
She really is very expressive. It reminds me a little bit like the art. Pardon me. The art reminds me a little bit of like Scott Pilgrim or something.
To me it feels like a mix between Scott Pilgrim and Cube Watermelon.
Yeah, that I can see too.
Yeah.
Mary Kegel.
Yeah. But y'all should try cajeta. It's goat milk syrup type mixture. Tastes great on pancakes, bread, anything really. No. That could be good. It sounds like it's one of those things where it's like that sounds like an American like making fun of food, but like I'm willing to try just about anything once.
Yeah, it sounds fine to me. It's the only thing is that they probably don't have that up here. I mean, I don't think I've ever heard of it. You'd have to like go to one of those quote unquote ethnic groceries or whatever they call them nowadays.
Yeah.
Or like the import section of a Wegmans.
Mm.
I used to work in one of those. That was a fun time.
Yeah, Mariano's has like a fairly substantial ethnic food section.
Yeah.
Which bothers me because half of the entire aisle is devoted to Italian food, and I'm just sitting here thinking like, I'm not sure this.
I don't know that this goes here.
I mean it kind of does. It technically does, but at the same time, it's like it's half the entire aisle.
A little bit too much, yeah.
Yeah, like it's a thing.
I remember the one thing.
All the Japanese and Korean stuff is mixed together because Americans don't know the goddamn difference between anywhere in Southeast Asia.
Oh, that's frustrating.
Yeah, I mean it's not surprising.
No, I guess not. But I remember when I worked at the Wegmans, I used to always get this Scottish soda we had in the import section called Iron Brew.
Was it Earn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Earn Brew. I don't know how it's pronounced.
It's Earn Brew.
Very good though.
I think.
Also, like,
Scottish, I'm Irish.
Really hard to describe the taste of. Also, I'm playing as
orange.
It is, but it's not entirely. It's kind of like a weird in-betweeny taste.
Also, who were you playing as?
Yeah, for a minute there I was playing as the Pringles guy.
So Andre.
What?
So Andre.
Yeah.
From Princess Principal.
Oh no, Pringle.
I know.
Oh, the Angie joke. Okay, I'm sorry. That went right over my head.
Also, a dog is a contestant for
yeah,
some reason?
Yeah, you can sometimes get, like, random animals. It'll mix them in.
Oh, wait, that's not a dog. That's a horse.
Yeah, there's also a hermit crab and a fish.
I'm not sure how I thought that was a dog.
Well, when you think about it, isn't a horse just a really big dog?
A really big dog with hooves and eyes that glare into your soul and teeth that can destroy your bones.
I actually have a funny story. My grandmother used to own a pair of retired racing horses. Because...
Why?
Because... I don't know, midlife crisis. But...
I mean, if you were going to adopt any animal, I suppose it would be a retired racehorse. They don't do anything useful with those.
Yeah, but, like, I have a lot of memories of just, like, going to the stable and just being, like... Because that was, like, her way of hanging out with young PJ. Was like, oh, okay, let's go to the stable. And I would always come along because I liked getting food on the way back, but the actual being at the stable was just, like, horribly boring. Because, I mean, horses don't really do much.
I didn't build stairs either.
Actually doing very well, I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah, you're on the last block.
Yeah. I don't think I'll make it all the way to the end, but I guess you never know.
Yeah, we are also running a little over on time.
Yeah, I am aware. So after this one, I'm gonna call the stream there. Because the Haruhi group watch is at 11, and I don't want to cut into that.
Oh yes.
Plus, I gotta make popcorn.
Popcorn.
We have some Act 2 in the cabinet.
Ooh. To steal a line from Andrew Hussey, let's take this big, strong, snorty animal that gets scared of everything and let's ride on.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, domestication is weird.
That's the thing that got me, though, was that she didn't even ride the horses. They were just, like, really big, inconvenient pets.
She didn't ride them?
No! They were both, like, not fit for riding. But she knew that when getting them. So she willingly chose to buy horses that could not be ridden.
I see. That's something.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it's nice of her. Like, again, they weren't going to do anything useful with them. They probably would have died.
Yeah. Ah, no, I ran out of time. Alright, well, that's the end of Fist's Elimination Tower. This one is on Steam for $5. And I believe it is also on itch.io if you prefer to get a DRM-free version. You collected 25,000 coins total. Here's a contestant expansion. Cool. It always bugged me that there's an Act 2 brand of popcorn, but not Act 1 or 3. I get it. CC, stop hacking.
I can't. I have an addiction.
Statue of Liberty hacked. Alright. Well, that is our stream for tonight. Thank you guys for coming out. I will probably be here around the same time next week, but I will make an announcement with a formal docketing schedule.
Naturally, as is only appropriate.
Yeah, when I'm closer to the time. I might also stream tomorrow night by myself, but I am not yet sure. That'll have to depend on a couple different factors that are beyond my control. So, at planet_Jane on Twitter if you want to follow for updates. And with that, I have to go get ready. So I will see you all next time. Goodbye.
Laters.